Hello everybody and welcome back to the Carl Talks Football YouTube channel. If you're new around here, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, and regardless of whether you're new or not, please do smash that like button. And let's get stuck into today's topic. Romelu Lukaku, probably the most despised footballer currently playing, certainly by many a fan base throughout world football. And yeah, it looks like he's finally closing in on a switch to Roma. Jose Mourinho doing the Lord's work for Chelsea fans there. So he's a very hard character to sort of figure out, really, because you sort of think, well, why wouldn't he go to this club, that club, all these other clubs? You know, is he just after the bag? What's going on? And it's sort of, oh yeah, well, he wants to move to a club in Europe, but he doesn't want to move to this club, doesn't want to move to that club because he thinks he's too good for them. I mean, he came back to Chelsea, decided to play about 3 or 4 good games, and then insult the Chelsea fan base by twerking for Inter Milan, who he just left the season before, and saying how wonderful it was and he wants to go back there. So that then annoyed all of the Chelsea fans. He then got shot of at the end of this first season, back to Inter Milan on loan, who then got to the Champions League final, and then he decided to basically play centre back for Man City. I think he either blocked or cleared indirectly 2 shots off the line for Inter. And then because he didn't start that game, he was busy flirting with Juventus, who were going to sign him. He was then going to go back to Inter on a loan, then a permanent, I believe. You know, everything was agreed. And then Inter fans found out he'd been flirting with Juventus and the club, and they basically all said, "Now we don't want you back." All the players apparently for Inter stopped speaking to him, blocked his number, all that sort of stuff. And then you had Juventus fans then outside their ground protesting the fact that they were going to sign him. So he's managed to annoy 3 fan bases in one transfer window. Now it looks like he's going to Roma, so I'm sure he'll probably annoy another group of Italian supporters. It's a truly mind-boggling set of transfers, a mind-boggling transfer story, to be honest. I mean, he was linked with moves to Saudi Arabia, but then he didn't want them, but then he was considering them, then no one wanted him. And now it looks like he's closing in on a move to Roma. As I say, Jose Mourinho just saving Chelsea from the Lukaku curse, to be honest. But I don't know. The worst thing about this is he's still going to hurt Chelsea even by going on loan. He's going on loan, which will then take up one of the remaining overseas loan slots that Chelsea have, which would have been sort of earmarked for Ugachukwu or one of our other players. I can't remember who it was now, but there was discussions of them going on loan to Europe, to like Strasbourg or another club like that, you know. And yeah, so he's still going to hurt us even though we've got rid of him, and apparently Roma are going to pay most of his wages, and he's going to take a pay cut. So the worst part of all of this, to be honest, is he's going to come back at the end of the season, probably, if there's not an obligation to buy clause in this loan deal, which it doesn't look like there is. You know, Chelsea can't get rid of this bloke. It's like Harry Potter trying to get rid of Voldemort. Apart from Lukaku's probably got a Horcrux made of every badge he's ever kissed. You know, he's an absolute badge kiss merchant, and how anyone can take him seriously at this point, I don't know. I don't think there's any fan base that he's played for that probably still like him. Maybe Everton. But yeah, honestly, you know, he came back to Chelsea from Inter, you know, was sort of heralded by Drogba himself as like, you know, he's come home, he's got unfinished business, he's going to help Chelsea smash up the Prem before all the sanctions and all that sort of stuff happened at the end of Roman's ownership of the club. And he's just a very bizarre individual. Like, I can't work out if he's just incredibly stupid or far too intelligent for his own good. But yeah, it'll be glad to at least see the back of him for this season. Although obviously, unless there's an obligation to buy in this deal with Roma, it looks like we're going to go through the same rigmarole next summer. I don't know, to be honest, and I know it would obviously cost a lot of money to do, but surely there's some sort of negotiation that could have been had with the player that just resulted in his contract being terminated for a payoff amount, maybe not the full length of his contract that he's got left, though he's owed a lot of money by Chelsea. And that could have got rid of him. I mean, that brings up the whole question again, though. Was it about the money? Because he'll be like, oh well, I'll stay at Chelsea and get my money. It's like, but you're saying you want to play football in Europe, so which do you want? Like, you know, because if you don't want the Saudi bag, he's just a very bizarre, confusing, and reviled individual, to be honest, in world football. And I just, God, the sooner he's gone, the better. I wish him nothing but failure in his career, to be honest. He doesn't deserve success for the way he's treated the fan bases of so many of the great clubs that he's played for, Chelsea and Juventus, even though he didn't sign for them. And I feel sorry for Roma fans, to put it mildly, going from, you know, he'll probably be agitating for him. He'll probably go to Roma, right? Play there for 6 months. January's transfer window will roll around, and he'll probably be agitating for a move to Saudi Arabia for the money. That's the sort of person he probably is. But it is what it is. We're finally going to get shot of him for the season anyway, and I, for one, cannot wait to see the back of him. Other Chelsea transfer news, just while we're on the subject, there's still talks, I believe, between Chelsea and Manchester United to take Cucurella on loan. Don't mind that transfer, to be honest. He doesn't seem to be sort of in vogue with Pochettino. It looks like the first choice left back for the season is Ben Chilwell, and then our backup left back for the season will probably be Ian Mutson, who I hope we see start against. I've forgotten who we're even playing in Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup match on Wednesday. More on that later. Other things. So we're linked with a mystery attacker now, and we're getting linked with everybody because there's no sort of public sort of details out there as to who it might be. We've been linked with Emil Smith-Rowe, who's barely played for 2 years and is at Arsenal, so would pay a massive fee for him anyway. We're being linked with Jadon Sancho, who I kind of wouldn't mind, to be honest. I think it's a Man United issue more than a Jadon Sancho issue. His struggles playing for them. The only problem with that is with signing him would be United would want a massive fee, although they're terrible negotiators. We'd probably get him for about 20 quid. But he's also on astronomical wages, which would break the wage structure at Chelsea, and I don't think we'd look at paying him the sort of bag that he's on at Manchester United. So I don't think it'll be him. Maybe on loan, perhaps as part of the Cucurella thing, or maybe even a Sancho Cucurella swap deal. But I reckon the wage issue will do a great deal to ruin that. Apparently, we've gone cold on Ryan Cherky from Lyon, who's a player I wouldn't mind, to be honest. He does, from the clips I've seen of him, and even just kind of how he looks, to be honest, he does remind me a bit of Hazard. But apparently, there's questions about his attitude. Not sure about that, but hey, got to trust the people in the know. So, and then finally, there's talks of Trevor Chalobah going to Bayern Munich, apparently. Now, it'd be sad to see Trev leave the club because obviously he's come through the academy. It was very emotional when he scored his first goal for the club after the passing of his mother, I believe. But at least if he does leave, he'll be going to work with Thomas Tuchel, a manager that he's familiar with, and he'll be going to a massive club in the form of Bayern Munich. So it's not like we're gonna. I'd be disappointed if we were sort of selling him to, I don't know, Southampton or something. I'd be a bit like sad for that for his career. But I think he could do a job at Bayern Munich. He could play fullback and he can play centre back. So he'd be a good replacement for Pavard, who looks like he's leaving there. But yeah, it's even as we go into the final few days of the don't get me wrong, we've done some fantastic business this transfer window as a club. We've got rid of so much deadwood. It's pretty much just Lukaku that's left on the proverbial scrap heap of players that we want to get rid of. Originally I wanted to get rid of like Conor Gallagher, but he's been very impressive at the start of the season and in pre-season, so it'd be nice to keep hold of him. Good for midfield depth. But yeah, it seems like even in the last few days we're not going to escape a bit of transfer drama. I would have been really happy with Elise before he signed a new deal with Palace. So yeah, I don't know. It's never a dull moment being a Chelsea fan in the last few years. Just 1 week of normality at this club. That's all I ask for. But it is what it is. Thank you for watching this video. Please do leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you in a future video. And have a great rest of your day.